It was another slow afternoon in the blocky diner. The golden sunlight poured through the square windows, making everything look extra blocky. Sunny was wiping down the counter when a new customer walked in, tall, curious, and clearly from out of town. He glanced around at the cube-shaped furniture and the pixel-perfect decor, then leaned forward with a hesitant smile. "Do you have a square milkshake?" he asked, genuinely serious. Sunny blinked twice. Milkshakes aren't usually square," she said carefully, unsure if she'd heard him right. The customer nodded, confident. "I only drink drinks with corners." Ink, who was lounging beside the counter with his usual unimpressed expression, let out a deep sigh. "Guess we're inventing geometry drinks now," he muttered. Sunny shot him a look, but she couldn't help a small laugh escaping. From the kitchen, Max overheard the conversation and instantly got that dangerous sparkle in his eye, the kind of look that usually meant chaos was about to happen. He burst through the swinging door, wiping his hands on his apron. "A square milkshake. That's genius," he declared. Sunny groaned. "No, Max, that's..." "Don't worry," he interrupted, already running back to the kitchen. "I've got just the idea." Ink shook his head. "Here we go again." Sunny turned back to the customer with an awkward smile. "It might take a few minutes." Inside the kitchen, Max was a whirlwind of enthusiasm and noise. He threw on his black cap backward, his inventor mode, around him. Cube-shaped ingredients cluttered the counters. Square eggs, cube steaks, and even perfectly blocky vegetables that looked like they'd been 3D printed. He grabbed a blender, which immediately broke under the weight of the frozen blocks, and shrugged. "Who needs blenders when you've got pure creativity?" Milo, the orange-white cat, hopped up onto the counter, tail twitching. He watched curiously as Max began stacking cubes of ice cream, milk, and sugar into a massive transparent container. "This," Max said dramatically, "will be legendary. The world's first cube shake." Sunny peeked in through the doorway, looking more nervous by the second. "Are you sure? It looks explosive." "Relax," Max grinned. "That's just flavor pressure building up." A strange humming noise came from the container. Ink, lounging near the door, raised an eyebrow. "Flavor pressure? Is that what we're calling danger now?" Milo didn't wait for an explanation. He leaned forward and took a big lick off one corner of the frozen block. "Tastes fine to me," he purred. Sunny sighed, face palming. "Why do I even ask?" After a few dramatic minutes, Max proudly carried the enormous cube, perfectly shaped, icy and wobbling slightly, out toward the dining area. "Order up," he shouted. The customer sat eagerly at his table, waiting. When Max arrived, pushing the cube shake on a cart like a precious artifact, a small crowd gathered. Sunny placed it gently in front of the customer, who blinked in disbelief. "How do I even drink this?" he exclaimed. Max handed him a straw, a normal, round straw. The entire restaurant went silent for a second as the customer tried to poke it into the solid cube. The straw bent, then snapped. Ink muttered, "Physics, 1. Human ambition, 0. Milo, unbothered, climbed up on the table and began licking the edges again, purring loudly. "Works for me," he said between bites. The customer, trying to be polite, nodded slowly. "It's creative." Then the cube made a small cracking noise, a drip, then another. Suddenly, one side of the cube shake collapsed into itself with a satisfying splat. Everyone gasped. Sunny covered her face. Max froze mid-grin. Ink whispered, "Told you so." The customer looked down at the melting mess, unsure whether to laugh or cry. "Well," he said with forced optimism, "at least it's unique." Minutes later, the cube shake had completely transformed into a mysterious puddle of sticky liquid across the table. The customer had long escaped, leaving a generous tip labeled for cleaning supplies. Sunny sighed as she wiped the counter, shaking her head. Back to the drawing board. Max, ever the optimist, gave a sheepish grin. "Hey, at least it's original." Ink rolled his eyes so hard it looked like they might get stuck. Original doesn't mean edible. Milo trotted by, tail high, licking his lips. I'd give it 5 stars. The group stared at him in disbelief before bursting into laughter. The restaurant echoed with chaotic joy. Another day of culinary disaster in the Blocky Diner. Would you try the cube shake? Comment yes or no.